If you're looking for a really efficient way to waste bullets, then Vladof Sniper Rifles will be your best friend. With their low ammo reserves and their high rate of fire, you'll be sure to switch to something else in no time. But for the brief moment that you are using these sniper rifles for, maybe you want to know what can spawn on them. We're going to take a look at all of the parts that can spawn on non-unique and non-legendary Vladof Sniper Rifles. And we're going to start off with the body of the gun. The body will be the same for all Vladof snipers no matter the rarity, and the body can spawn with up to 3 different accessories. The first will decrease your accuracy bloom by 25%. The second shown here will increase your damage by 10%. And the third will increase your fire rate by 10%. That's it for the body, and next we're going to take a look at the different barrels that Vladof snipers can spawn with. These will determine the base names of each gun, and they can each spawn with sets of accessories that are unique to that barrel. The barrels themselves are the Bratchny barrel, the Droog barrel, the Pooshka barrel, and the Ghaash, which is the alien barrel. We're going to start off with the Bratchny barrel. Of the non-alien barrels, this one will have the lowest base damage and the second lowest fire rate. This is what the barrel looks like, and it can spawn with 3 accessories. The first here will increase your damage by 10%. This second one will also give you a 10% damage increase. And the third one will increase your fire rate by 10%. Next, we'll take a look at the Droog barrel. The Droog will have the second highest base damage and the highest fire rate. This is the barrel here, and like the Bratchny, it can also spawn with 3 accessories. The first will decrease your accuracy bloom by 25%. The second one will increase your fire rate by 10%. And the last one will also increase your fire rate by 10%. Then we have the Pooshka barrel. The Pooshka will have the highest base damage of the 3 non-alien barrels, but also the lowest fire rate. Here's what the barrel looks like. Like the other 2 before it, this one also has 3 accessories it can spawn with. The first will provide a 15% accuracy bonus. The second will decrease your accuracy bloom by 25% and increase your magazine size by 10%. And the third accessory will decrease your reload time by 10% and decrease your accuracy bloom by 25%. The final barrel is the Ghaash barrel, which is the alien barrel. This one has a very low damage per shot, but a much faster fire rate than any of the other barrels. It will also consume 2 ammo per shot, so you'll be chewing through your ammo, and it will have both a higher cryo efficiency and elemental effect chance than any of the non-alien barrels. And its bullets will ricochet. This is the barrel here, which will increase your magazine size by 12. Here's a full view of it because part of it gets cut off by the UI. Purple variants can spawn with this one accessory, which doesn't have any listed bonus here. That's it for the barrels, and now we'll take a look at the 5 grips. The first will decrease your accuracy bloom by 20% and increase your damage by 5%. The second will do a whole bunch of things. It will increase your projectiles per shot by 1 and increase your magazine size by 10%. In return, you receive a 24% damage decrease, a 20% accuracy bloom penalty, and a 21% accuracy penalty. The third grip is going to decrease your recoil height by 15% and provide an accuracy bonus of 20%. The fourth grip will decrease your weapon sway by 30% and increase your fire rate by 5%. And the last grip will decrease both your weapon sway and recoil width by 30%. Now we move from the grips to the foregrips, of which there are also 5. The first is going to provide a 10% accuracy bonus and increase your fire rate by 5%. The second will decrease your recoil height by 30% and increase your magazine size by 10%. The third foregrip will decrease your recoil width by 15% and increase your damage by 5%. The fourth one will decrease your reload time by 5% and decrease your accuracy bloom by 30%. And the last foregrip will decrease your weapon sway by 30% and decrease your recoil width by 15%. There is also a chance that your gun spawns without a foregrip. The foregrips are done, so we'll take a look at the magazines next. Along with your magazine size, these will determine the base reload speed of your gun. The first magazine here is going to give you 10 rounds and will increase your damage by 26.5%. It will also set your base reload speed to 4 seconds. The second magazine will be the 15-round magazine, and it's going to increase your damage by 5%. This one will set your base reload speed to 4.3 seconds. And the final magazine will have 20 rounds. While having the largest mag size, this one will also decrease your damage by 10%. This one will set your base reload speed to 4.6 seconds. After the mags, we're going to look at the scopes. Scopes on sniper rifles have a little more going on than other scopes for other gun types, mainly because they can spawn with accessories. There are 3 scopes for Vladof Sniper Rifles, and we'll see that each one can spawn with 2 unique accessories. The first scope here will increase your zoom by 3.7 times. The first accessory it can spawn with will increase your fire rate by 5%, and the second accessory will increase your magazine size by 10%. The second scope will provide you with 4.4 times zoom. The first accessory for this scope will give you a 5% damage increase. The second accessory doesn't have any listed modifiers, but it will actually increase your zoom to 4.8 times. And the last scope will give you 5 times zoom. The first accessory for this one will decrease your weapon sway by 30%. The second accessory has no listed modifiers, but will increase your zoom to 5.7 times. Vladof weapons have the unique ability to spawn with underbarrel attachments, and we're going to take a look at the few that snipers can spawn with. The first will be the bipod. When you have the bipod deployed, your accuracy and handling will be greatly increased. This will come at a cost of severely reduced mobility. You will not be able to run or jump anymore, and your walking speed will be decreased. After the bipod, we have the RPG attachment. This will allow you to shoot a rocket that will deal 4 times the damage of a single bullet. Now you can have 2 different versions of this. The first will give you a 1-round magazine, and the second will give you a 2-round magazine, unless you're Moe's with some for the road, and then you can just spam this for a few seconds. Now if you have a Ghaash, then you will get a special RPG. This one shoots a rocket that deals significantly less damage than a normal RPG, but on impact it explodes and spawns 3 child projectiles. When these child projectiles impact something, they will leave a pool of whatever element the gun spawns in on the ground. Then we have the underbarrel shotgun. This underbarrel attachment will fire 10 projectiles, each dealing 30% of your gun's base damage. The base version has 4 rounds, but can spawn with 1 accessory which will increase your magazine size by 50%, bumping it up to 6. The last underbarrel attachment will be the underbarrel barrels. This attachment will only spawn on the Bratchny. It will give your weapon an additional 2 barrels, and your barrels will charge up and spin around to give you a 35% fire rate increase. This attachment can spawn with 2 accessories. The first will decrease your charge duration by 20%, and the second will further increase your fire rate by 5%. Finally, we come to the elemental part. Vladof snipers can spawn in all 5 available elements in the game, these being fire, shock, corrosive, cryo, and radiation, though you'll likely see no element most of the time. So here's a list of all of the parts that we've covered in this video. If you're interested in this and other gun types, I link a spreadsheet below with many more part modifiers. That'll do it for Vladof Snipers, guys. See ya.